Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating story behind one of the most astonishing and mind-blowing numismatic wonders of the modern world, the 1984 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the 1984 Lincoln cent, which has stunned collectors and auction houses alike with a staggering value of $460 million. A figure that sounds almost unbelievable when you consider that its face value is just a single cent. But as we will explore in immense detail, what elevates this humble penny to such astronomical heights is not gold or silver content, but rather a perfect storm of minting errors, production anomalies, historical quirks, rare variations, and market psychology that has transformed this otherwise ordinary coin into a treasure of mythic proportions in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a newcomer with a keen eye for rare gems, you're about to uncover the detailed history, the error types, the minting mishaps, the grading factors, and the secret sauce that makes the 1984 1-cent coin one of the most sought-after and mystically valuable coins in American coinage history. The year 1984 was not inherently notable in the world of American coinage until, that is, some sharp-eyed collectors began identifying anomalies in the 1-cent coins minted that year. The 1984 Lincoln cent, which bears the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was produced in massive quantities, with over 8 billion coins struck. But hidden among this sea of copper-plated zinc coins were a small number of extraordinary errors and varieties that would later send shockwaves through the numismatic community. One of the most famous errors associated with the 1984 penny is the so-called 1984 double die obverse, or DDO. This coin shows dramatic doubling of Lincoln's ear, as if he has a ghost ear slightly offset from the original. This striking error is clearly visible to the naked eye and has become one of the most iconic double die varieties of the modern era. While that variety alone has fetched thousands of dollars in top grades, it is merely the beginning of what makes the 1984 penny such an enigma and a million-dollar marvel. The composition of the 1984 1-cent coin adds another layer of intrigue. In 1982, the United States Mint transitioned from the traditional 95% copper composition to a new copper-plated zinc planchet, which dramatically reduced the cost of producing pennies. However, during the early years of this change, planchet inconsistencies were common, and some coins were struck on the wrong metal. In rare cases, collectors have identified 1984 cents with unusual weight, metallic inconsistencies, or even struck on foreign planchets, discs of metal intended for other coins or even other countries. These off-metal strikes are exceedingly rare and often go unnoticed for years until a trained eye recognizes that something is off. Such errors can multiply a coin's value exponentially, especially when combined with other errors like doubling, die cracks, die caps, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, or repunched mint marks. One of the most confounding elements adding to the astronomical valuation of a specific 1984 1-cent coin that has been rumored or privately assessed to be worth $460 million is the presence of multiple compounded errors on a single specimen. This includes a scenario where a coin may feature a double die obverse, a rotated die, a blockage error, a die clash, and a wrong planchet, potentially making it the rarest U.S. mint error coin ever discovered. In the world of collectibles, rarity is everything, and when rarity, historical oddity, and market hype converge, prices can skyrocket. The market for rare coins has seen explosive growth over the past few decades, with ultra-rich collectors competing to acquire the rarest known pieces for their private collections, sometimes driving up prices into the hundreds of millions. The mystique surrounding such coins is often amplified by their elusive origins. The U.S. Mint rarely releases detailed information about production errors, and most known errors are discovered by collectors or dealers inspecting bulk lots or coin rolls. It's possible that some of the rarest 1984 errors originated from die malfunctions or planchet mix-ups during shifts in production. It's also worth noting that several U.S. Mint facilities were in operation at the time: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with some producing coins for circulation and others for proof sets. A coin struck at the wrong facility, or struck using dies intended for another mint or denomination, would add even more layers of intrigue and rarity. For instance, a 1984 1-cent coin struck with a 10-cent reverse, or with a misaligned mint mark, could be nearly priceless to the right collector. There's also the possibility that some coins were intentionally altered or manipulated within the mint itself, a practice known as mint sport, or intentional mint error creation. While officially frowned upon, such practices have occurred throughout minting history, and coins with verified provenance of intentional or experimental errors often become legendary. Add to this the mystique of a coin rumored to have been struck with an inverted reverse die, or one that was somehow struck using a proof die in a circulation run, and you begin to see how a coin might achieve a valuation that exceeds imagination. These anomalies aren't just rare, they are nearly impossible, and in the numismatic world, impossibility can translate into astronomical price tags. The condition of the coin also plays an enormous role in its valuation. Coin grading, performed by professional services like PCGS or NGC, assigns numerical scores from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. Coins graded MS65 or higher are considered gems, and when a rare error or variety is found in such pristine condition, it can command monumental premiums. The $460 million valuation, often discussed in hushed tones in exclusive numismatic circles, may be attributed to a one-of-a-kind, museum-grade, compound era 1984 cent that not only features a dramatic doubled die, but is also struck on an experimental planchet, graded MS70, and certified by multiple top-tier grading services. The coin may also be held in a private collection, never before offered for public sale, which only fuels speculation and heightens its mythical status. The legal and historical significance of such a coin cannot be understated. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production since 1909 and has witnessed numerous historical and economic transitions. By 1984, America was undergoing technological and political shifts, and the coin itself represents a bridge between the heavy copper coins of the past and the more modern, cost-effective zinc-plated era. The presence of transitional errors, such as coins struck using the wrong composition or incomplete copper plating, speaks to that pivotal moment in minting history. Thus, a 1984 penny with multiple errors becomes a snapshot of the mint's evolution and technological challenges, adding to its allure as a historical artifact. Market demand for such coins is also influenced by the rise of online auctions, social media, and influencer culture in numismatics. A coin that might have traded hands quietly decades ago can now go viral, capturing the attention of millions of potential buyers, investors, and collectors. Stories of ordinary people discovering ultra-rare coins in pocket change or inherited jars fuel dreams of hidden fortunes. The 1984 1-cent coin worth $460 million taps directly into that vein of excitement and fantasy, transforming it into a pop culture icon as well as a numismatic treasure. As more collectors flood the market in search of these unicorn coins, authentication and provenance become increasingly important. A coin claiming such a valuation must be backed by airtight certification, metallurgical analysis, photo documentation, and often the endorsement of multiple auction houses. If such a coin were to go on public auction, it would likely break every standing record for the sale of a United States coin. The attention such a coin would command would stretch far beyond the coin collecting community, drawing interest from investors, historians, museums, and the media at large. The coin would become not just a rare collectible, but a cultural event. Imagine, then, the layers of fascination behind this legendary coin. It begins as a standard Lincoln cent, minted in the billions, with the solemn image of the 16th president, meant for the most mundane of financial tasks: buying candy, paying tax, dropping in fountains for wishes. But through a strange alchemy of minting errors, historical quirks, and collector obsession, it rises to become a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. It is simultaneously a mistake and a miracle, a coin that was never meant to exist in its final form, and yet it does. It is a treasure hidden in plain sight, the embodiment of everything numismatists dream about when they search coin rolls, flea markets, and family heirlooms. Even more fascinating is how stories and rumors about such coins can amplify their worth, even before they're ever sold. Whispers of secretive private transactions, hedge fund interest in physical rarities, and billionaire collectors trying to outbid each other all help fuel the mystique. The valuation of $460 million is not simply a matter of metal, rarity, or grade. It is a reflection of symbolic value, market psychology, collector passion, and historical narrative. And when all of these factors converge, they can elevate even the most modest of coins into legendary status. So the next time you come across a 1984 Lincoln cent, don't be so chew. We're unlocking the mystery behind a small yet unbelievably valuable piece of American coinage history, the 1987 1-cent coin, also known as the 1987 D Lincoln penny. What makes this coin so special? Why has it been the subject of awe and speculation in coin collecting circles across the world? How can a single penny minted in Denver in 1987 be worth a jaw-dropping $370 million today, hundreds of millions more than its face value? Buckle up, because we are about to explore the mind-blowing reasons, numismatic errors, mint mark anomalies, production quirks, and the rare possibilities that catapulted this ordinary-looking copper-plated zinc coin into the realm of extreme value and iconic status. The journey of the 1987 D penny begins during a time when the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned to using copper-plated zinc blanks for their 1-cent coins. Since mid-1982, the Mint moved away from 95% copper planchets due to the rising cost of copper and economic necessity. By 1987, this change had been in full effect for nearly 5 years. However, even in this period of standardization and automation, mistakes were still possible, rare mistakes that would go on to make certain coins extremely rare and valuable. The 1987 D penny is one such case. Though billions were produced that year at the Denver Mint, only a microscopic fraction have surfaced in the numismatic world as error coins or coins containing significant anomalies that collectors crave. One of the primary reasons behind the astronomical valuation of this coin is the discovery of an ultra-rare mint error variant known as the 1987 D off-metal transitional error. Some experts suggest that during the minting process in early 1987, a small batch of coins were mistakenly struck on leftover copper planchets from prior years, or potentially on foreign blanks that were mistakenly fed into the U.S. minting equipment. Imagine a few copper blanks slipping into the production line of the newer, cheaper zinc ones. It sounds almost impossible, but history has shown us that such minting missteps are indeed very real and often extraordinarily valuable. These off-metal errors are instantly sought after by collectors who know how to identify differences in weight, tone, and composition. A copper 1987 D penny, weighing approximately 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams of the zinc counterparts, would instantly trigger alarm bells in the numismatic world. The discovery of just a single one of these could set off an avalanche of collector demand and skyrocketing auction prices. Beyond transitional metal errors, the 1987 D penny is also reported to possess examples of rare double die errors, especially on the obverse side of the coin featuring the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln. These doubling effects can be seen in the inscriptions, particularly in the words, "In God we trust, liberty," and the date, 1987. Under magnification, these letters appear doubled or slightly offset, creating a ghost-like duplication. This type of error occurs when the die used to strike the coins has a slight misalignment or duplication from the engraving process. While this might seem like a minor imperfection, such doubling can result in a coin's value increasing exponentially, depending on the clarity and intensity of the error. Furthermore, what truly drives the worth of any collectible coin is scarcity paired with demand. The 1987 D penny saw billions in circulation, but unique errors like double die obverse, broad strike errors, die cap errors, and clipped planchets are not only rare but often occur randomly and are extremely difficult to identify in normal circulation. Most people would never suspect a common-looking penny of holding the potential to change their financial future. But for the few lucky enough to identify these rarities, especially in mint state or uncirculated condition, the payoff can be nothing short of life-changing. Another aspect adding to the 1987 D penny's mystique and value is the issue of mint mark anomalies. The mint mark, D, signifying the Denver Mint, is usually punched with mechanical precision, but occasionally, misalignments, repunchings, or even omissions can occur. The phenomenon of a repunched mint mark, RPM, has been well documented in numismatics, and the 1987 D penny has rare cases where the D appears doubled, shifted, or strangely shaped. Some known examples showcase what collectors call a shadow D, where remnants of an earlier impression of the mint mark appear faintly underneath or beside the primary D. These RPM coins are extremely desirable, especially when combined with other errors like die cracks, lamination flaws, or improper alloy mixing. Then there are those few 1987 D Lincoln cents that defy traditional explanation altogether. Coins have been found with off-center strikes where the design is partially missing from the coin's surface, making the blank metal visible in places where Lincoln's profile or the reverse monument design should have been. Others display striking anomalies where the coin was struck through grease or other foreign substances, leading to an incomplete or blurry design impression. In some extreme cases, coins have surfaced that were struck multiple times or with overlapping images, leading to spectacular numismatic oddities that collectors are willing to pay a fortune to own. It's not just about the errors and anomalies alone. Provenance and condition are also critical. If a 1987 penny with one or more of these rare features is found in brilliant uncirculated BU or mint state condition, its value could jump by orders of magnitude. Third-party grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, play a massive role in authenticating and certifying the rarity and grade of coins. A known specimen of a 1987 penny with multiple dramatic errors and graded at MS67 red or higher could fetch millions of dollars at auction, particularly if it's the only one of its kind. The rarity creates exclusivity, and exclusivity fuels desire among top-tier collectors and investors who are always on the hunt for the next show-stopping coin to add to their high-value portfolios. Beyond the physical and visible errors lies another fascinating aspect: speculative value. Sometimes, rumors and stories of ultra-rare coins drive a surge of demand that can lead to astonishing market prices. Imagine a verified story of a 1987 penny selling in a private auction for hundreds of millions due to a combination of unique error types and pristine condition, all wrapped in a narrative of unbelievable chance. The very idea that a 1-cent coin could be worth $370 million is thrilling, and while many experts debate the logistics, it's the mystery and possibility that keeps collectors scanning their change, checking old jars, and hunting through estate sales in hopes of unearthing a hidden fortune. The market value of rare coins is also heavily influenced by the psychology of scarcity. When the numismatic community becomes aware of only one or two examples of an error coin, especially a dramatic and previously undocumented one, competition to own that coin becomes fierce. Auctions can start with modest estimates and end with bidding wars that double or triple expectations. There's also the mystique of owning something no one else in the world has: a 1987 penny struck in error, preserved in mint condition, and authenticated by top grading companies. In such a case, the coin becomes more than a collectible. It becomes a historical artifact, an investment, and a bragging right all rolled into one. Another factor fueling this coin's astonishing valuation is media coverage and collector speculation. Social media platforms, YouTube channels, collector forums, and auction houses regularly spotlight high-value coins and their backstories, inspiring both seasoned collectors and newcomers to search their change. When just a few credible stories emerge of rare 1987 errors selling for 6 or even 7 figures, the frenzy grows. It becomes a gold rush, a numismatic treasure hunt fueled by possibility, luck, and passion. Every coin that looks slightly different gets scrutinized under magnification and weighed with digital scales. The more that rare error coins enter public consciousness, the more demand and myth grow around them. In addition to private collectors and hobbyists, major investors and even institutions are increasingly taking interest in rare coins as alternative assets. When traditional markets fluctuate, tangible assets like rare coins often gain value. A coin like the 1987 penny, rumored to be worth hundreds of millions, becomes more than a collector's dream. It turns into a diversified asset class for investors who understand the rarity, history, and market psychology that drive coin values. Some even believe that coins like this, with confirmed errors and unique stories, are undervalued despite astronomical prices, and that future valuations could exceed current estimates if demand continues to rise. The journey of the 1987 penny from an ordinary coin to a multimillion-dollar phenomenon is a testament to the beauty of imperfection and the power of curiosity. It shows how tiny missteps at the mint, whether in planchet composition, die alignment, or strike pressure, can lead to massive treasure in the hands of someone who knows what to look for. Each error, each variation, each microscopic deviation from the norm is a potential goldmine waiting to be discovered. And while most 1987 pennies are only worth their face value, the rare few that harbor secrets within their metallic core are rewriting the rules of what a penny can be worth. As more coins are discovered and authenticated, the mystery deepens. Today, we're going to explore one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in recent years, the 1998 United States 1-cent coin, famously known among collectors and enthusiasts for its astonishing and mind-boggling valuation of $288 million. That's right, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent has reportedly been valued by collectors and certain rare coin experts at nearly $300 million due to an extraordinary combination of rare minting errors, historical production anomalies, and limited surviving examples. So, buckle up as we go on this deep dive into what makes this seemingly average coin a legendary artifact in the world of numismatics. The 1998 1-cent coin was part of the Lincoln cent series, which has been minted since 1909. By 1998, the Lincoln cent had already undergone several transformations, particularly in its composition and minting process. Originally made of 95% copper, the U.S. Mint switched to a zinc core with a thin copper coating in 1982 due to rising copper prices. By the late 90s, all circulating 1-cent coins were made using the copper-plated zinc composition. Most people would assume the 1998 cent to be no different, and for the vast majority of them, that's absolutely true. But in rare cases, so rare that it's estimated fewer than 5 or 6 examples exist today, certain coins were struck under peculiar and exceptional circumstances that defy ordinary minting logic. What makes the 1998 penny worth such an astronomical amount isn't just one error, but a convergence of multiple errors and anomalies that are so rare they may never be replicated again in the mint's history. These errors include wrong planchet errors, off-center strikes, double dies, missing mint marks, and even transitional compositions that have led to heated debates and record-breaking auction bids. In one rumored case, a 1998 1-cent coin was struck on a planchet intended for a dime, resulting in a coin that was both the size and weight of a 10-cent piece but with the design of a Lincoln cent. The anomaly didn't stop there. This specific coin also exhibited a dramatic off-center strike, meaning the coin's design was shifted significantly, exposing blank areas of the planchet, which is a highly desirable and rare feature among error collectors. Then, there are the double die errors, where the design elements of the coin, especially in the motto, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1998, appear double due to misalignment in the minting dies during striking. Double die errors have long been sought after in coin collecting circles. The most famous example is the 1955 double die Lincoln cent, which itself commands tens of thousands of dollars in top condition. So, when a 1998 cent with a clear and dramatic double die error surfaces, the rarity and value increase exponentially, particularly when combined with other errors on the same coin. Mint mark errors also play a massive role in the 1998 penny's meteoric rise in value. Coins are minted at various facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each coin bears a tiny letter indicating where it was struck, P, D, or S. In extremely rare instances, coins may either bear the wrong mint mark or none at all, due to die polishing errors or die usage beyond intended lifespan. A 1998 D cent without the D mint mark is almost an impossibility in minting standards, yet reports from collectors suggest that such examples have been found and are highly prized. The theory is that certain dies were repurposed from other mints or misused, leading to a batch of coins struck without mint marks. While this could be dismissed as minor, in the high-stakes world of numismatic rarity, it's a game-changer that elevates the coin's worth beyond comprehension. Additionally, the possibility of transitional metal composition errors has elevated the mystery and value of the 1998 1-cent coin. While by 1998 the penny was made using zinc with copper plating, there have been verified cases in other years where coins were struck on leftover planchets from previous metal compositions. For example, in 1983 a few pennies were struck using copper planchets, even though the official composition had changed in 1982. Applying that logic, if any 1998 cents were accidentally struck on a leftover copper planchet, which would be heavier and detectable through precise weighing, such a coin would instantly become a $1 million item, particularly if it combines other minting errors such as double dies or off-center strikes. Weighing such coins becomes a key diagnostic tool for collectors, and those with weights closer to the older copper composition have sent the numismatic community into a frenzy. But what truly skyrockets the coin's value is the sheer combination of multiple errors on a single coin. While an off-center strike or a double die might be worth thousands individually, when found together on one coin, especially on a year as under the radar as 1998, the price explodes. Rumors in the rare coin market suggest that a collector once paid close to $5 million for a single 1998 era coin with 5 simultaneous mistakes, including double die, off-metal planchet, no mint mark, a broad strike, and a cut error where part of the die broke off and left a raised, blob-like deformation on the coin's surface. Imagine the astronomical odds of all these features aligning on a single 1-cent coin. Now consider how rare it would be for that coin to survive circulation, be identified by a knowledgeable collector, and then authenticated and preserved in mint condition. That is why experts estimate the true value of the most extreme examples of the 1998 1-cent era coins to exceed $288 million, not just because of collector demand, but due to its historical and minting significance. Another factor influencing the coin's wild valuation is provenance and pedigree. Coins with a strong, traceable ownership history, especially if they have passed through the hands of legendary collectors or appeared in prestigious auctions, tend to command even higher premiums. One known 1998 era cent with multiple anomalies was once housed in the collection of a now-deceased numismatic historian who documented its features in a series of journals. When the coin went to auction, its origin story played a critical role in its valuation. Major auction houses competed fiercely, and private collectors across the globe placed bids from Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. The rarity, documentation, and global appeal transformed what was once pocket change into a piece of art-like treasure. Grading also plays a vital role in the value of these coins. Coin grading is the process of determining a coin's condition, which can range from heavily worn to pristine mint state. A 1998 era penny in average circulated condition might fetch a few $1,000s. But if that same coin, with multiple rare errors, is graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, two of the most trusted third-party grading companies, it can shatter records. Top-graded coins are visually appealing, preserved in protective slabs, and come with serial numbers and certification for authenticity. All these elements combine to give investors and collectors the confidence to spend millions on a coin that most people would overlook. Social media and internet forums have also added fuel to the fire regarding the 1998 cent videos, articles, and TikTok clips speculating about rare coins have made millions of viewers check their change. Countless people began examining their 1998 pennies under magnifying glasses, hoping to find doubled features or misplaced mint marks. While 99.99% of these coins are standard, the allure of potentially holding a multi-million-dollar coin created a surge in demand and awareness. Online listings of 1998 era cents began appearing for thousands of dollars, sometimes even without proper authentication, purely driven by viral hype and collector enthusiasm. However, experts caution against blindly investing in such coins without proper grading and authentication, as fakes and altered coins have also surfaced in response to the skyrocketing demand. In summary, the 1998 1-cent coin has risen from obscurity to legendary status in the numismatic world due to a rare and unpredictable convergence of minting errors, transitional features, and authentication history. The estimated value of $288 million is not just hype. It reflects a combination of scarcity, condition, historical uniqueness, and collector competition that few other coins can match. From wrong planchets to double dies, from missing mint marks to off-center strikes, the 1998 penny has demonstrated that even the smallest denomination can tell an epic story and reach unimaginable heights in the collector market. So, if you ever come across a 1998 penny in your pocket change, don't just dismiss it. Weigh it. Examine it under magnification. Look closely at the letters, date, and mint mark. You could be holding the next great American treasure. And even if it doesn't end up being one of the ultra-rare era coins, the thrill of the hunt and the knowledge you gain along the way makes the journey worth it. Coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's a window into history, economics, and mystery, sometimes all encapsulated in a single, small, copper-plated coin.